I'm supposed to run. But look at this. I just came running up here. Like 3 zebras just came across the road here. This is amazing. Let me just... Sure. It's not everybody who gets to see zebras on their training runs, you know. Zebras and wildebeest and springbucks and blesbokkie and some shit lying around, you know. I think a lot of people get to see a lot of shit lying around, but not a lot of zebras. Look at that. Wow. Like right here. Jeez, that's not... Oh my goodness, here's a small one. Let me just wait for it to pass. Just so I don't make anybody nervous, including myself. Look at that. Oh my god, this is awesome. Now this. What a moment. Cool, how's it guys? So today is Saturday, which is the first long run of week number 13. So I've had a good week of running, a good week of training. I think I've recovered nicely, you know, no problems there. Some soreness is always to be expected, which is a good thing. So I'm here at Taba Trails. I'm not really on the trails yet. I'm basically just walking towards them. Still have the highway behind me. You see I've got my walking sticks. I've already did the 5k park run with some friends just to do something else than always run by myself. But now I need to get in the big workout. So today's thing, it's really hot. It's probably already close to 30 degrees. I'm sweating just walking, so it's a really hot day. I've got my walking sticks. We've got some elevation to cover, which is perfect. I'm going to do the entire run with the walking sticks. Well, the running sticks, the running poles, just to get in it. This is not a race. This is not a see how fast I can do it. This is about time on the legs and getting used to my running poles. So that's it. Saturday's run. Probably won't. I'll see if I can make some videos out on the trails, but I'd actually like to just get my head down and get lost a bit, you know, just enjoy being out in the boondoes. Check this out. Going underneath the bridge, the Taba, what does it say? Taba Bridge. Look at that. Cool is that? Alright, here we go. Cheers. Right. So there we go. First 5k's of Taba Trails done. 34 minutes. And it is so damn hot, it's amazing. It's not even... Let's see if I can get the sun. I don't know, am I getting it? Where's the sun? Right there. Alright, so this is some good old-fashioned bushveld running. So what I'll do is I'll take a bit of a walk, make sure I get enough water in. I'll give it like 700 meter walk, and then I'll run another 5k's. And the poles are amazing so far. I haven't really got any wild inclines, but the inclines that I've got, I just breezed over them. These poles are making a massive difference. And then this particular section is weird because it doesn't feel like you're going anywhere. You're just on these mountain bike trails, and they just loop all over the place, more or less in the same area, so it feels like you're running at the same place. But I think we're going that direction now, and at some point we should be heading to the mountain. Oh wow, this is more of a copy really. Some leg action for you, and some walk the roll action. So this little section that I'm going past here is probably the particular special place, the special lavatories for all the bokkies. All the bokkies are cucking there. Okay, so I'm gonna turn off my camera, drink some water, walk for another 500 meters, and I'll see you in another 5k. Alright, cheers. Okay, how's it? Now we're at 10 Ks, 1 hour, 13 minutes. This was a bit more tough. It's got slightly warmer. The time is now, I don't know, it's probably around past 10, something like that. And I'm not exactly sure when because I'm supposed to be going in there at some point. I've been running these, I don't know if you can see that, but this is actually quite an incline, and most of the road appears to be like that, or has been like that for this last, for like the entire 10K. So what I'm going to do, have a bit more water. I can definitely feel the heat now, and also the little bit of elevation, but still feeling good. Definitely going to have to keep myself on top of that hydration, and then guess I'll see you in another 5Ks. Alright, here we go. Look at that. Okay. So I just stopped running. It's past 16 Ks and we're on our way back. Spent just over 2 hours on my feet today, and then with the earlier park run, I'm quite happy. The idea was spending time on your feet in terms of hours and not thinking about distance. And that's what we did. Now we're heading back, feeling good. Nothing sore, nothing broken, which is exactly how you want it, because then you can do it. You can do it again tomorrow. All right. I just noticed I look like a fool, so I'm going to stop the video and run this last bit and go home, get some good food in, some proper hydration, and on to the next one. Okay, cheers. How's it, guys? It's me again, and yes, it has been a while. So I'll start this video by first saying that I just finished recording a video that was it was nearly an hour long, but I deleted it straight away because I just said too much. There was just too much in it. And that already should give you an idea of the level of busyness that has been involved up to this particular point in time. So I'm going to try and dilute what I've said in that video into this video, and I decided to light the pipe because it's cool. It's nearly dead. Let me just get it going again. Woo! It's been a while. Got some good marula tobacco going on here. It's quite delicious. So, all right, to get to the point, this video is going to be entirely about why am I doing this whole ultra marathon. Okay, First off, I would like to say I hope you enjoyed I hope you enjoyed those zebras at the start. It was pretty amazing. And yeah, I can't really explain. You should have been there. It was like right in front of me. You don't really see it on the video. But and then besides that, there's going to be quite a lack of me exercising videos, which is fine. I mean, even I'm quite tired of seeing myself doing squats all the time. This video is very much just trying to give you a bit of a glimpse of the, let's say, the inner workings of this whole journey so far. Where will I start? Holy smoke, there's so much. Holy smoke.
Keep going, keep going.
There's so much to say, really, and I really just gonna try. Let me just try and stick to the point. I'm probably gonna edit that out. Okay, why run the ultra marathon? So, in the last couple of weeks, it's been very challenging to stay focused, and to stay on it, and to keep going. There was one week where I exercised. I think it was like week 13, 14, week 14. This is week 15, I think, where I exercised like half as much as I planned to, but I did exercise and I kept going with it. And there was just some good old-fashioned solid inner turmoil. And I'm just going to tell you a little bit about that. So as you go through life, you meet people and you change the things you do. You even change who you are at times. For myself, where it all came down to was meeting people and being exposed to things about yourself that you may have been unaware of due to just, living life habitually, kind of in autopilot. And I'm going to tell you a brief story. When I was 18 years old, I was a musician. I was basically a walking cliche. Music is my life. I would rather die without than not be able to play music. And it was my entire, let's say, identity, really. I adopted all the stereotypical things that you could imagine that comes with being a musician. All the physical attributes, trying to look this way, trying to act in a particular way, and then eventually starting to write music in this particular way, because that's how musicians do it, right? And ironically, the more I became a musician, the further it took me away from myself, right? Won't go into detail about that. Next up, started tuning pianos. Great, now I'm a piano tuner. I'm still a piano tuner. But it's not what I am, it's not who I am. It's something that I do, just like music is something that I do. It does not define me, it is not my identity, it's not who I am. Just like smoking this pipe, it's got nothing to do with who I am, right? Which could be often mistaken. Anyway, so then I started studying psychology, which I finished recently. Okay, so I was studying psychology. I'm going to be a counselor, whatever. Once again, it's a whole different thing. It's not who I am, it's not who I'm going to be. It's something that I'm going to do. It's not someone that I'm going to be, right? I'm not, who I am is not a counselor. Who I am is not a musician. Who I am is not a pipe smoker. Who I am is not a piano tuner. Who I am is not a CrossFitter. Who I am is not an ultra marathon runner. Who I am not is anything that I do, right? I would like to take a moment to express my belief that this body, this particular form of existence for me is honestly, my perception of it is that it is merely a medium of expression. It is a tool that I'm using to live out the truthfulness of who I am, which is beyond even my own understanding, right? I can't tell you who I am. I cannot define myself, because the moment you do that, it's like, I feel the same way, for example, about God. That's why people have gotten angry to me a few times recently, because every time they start talking about God, I just don't talk about God. Because the problem with something like, if you take something like God, which is supposed to be superseding anything that is human, Now, I don't know if people think about this, but if you think about it, being human involves everything that means being human, and that's language and thinking. So thinking and language and words, no matter how amazing it is and how amazingly you can put it all together, it's still beneath anything that is beyond humanity. Does that make sense? So what I'm trying to say here is anytime that you try to explain to someone that this is what I think God is, or this is who I think I am, you are, without doing it consciously, you are watering down the absoluteness of of who you are and of what's going on, because the reality is it is all beyond human comprehension. That's it. Okay? And that's my point. That's why I'm going about this. I've been pushed throughout my entire life to, you need to be someone. Who are you? Why don't you know you are? And it's been distressing, it's been making life hard or whatever, because being an overthinker, as you can probably tell, you overthink these things because you need an answer. It's like you have to have an answer, and then you don't, and then it tears you apart from the inside, because you've got this inner world. That's where I'm going to. I've got this inner world that nobody else has, right? What I mean by that is every single person on this planet has their own inner world, which they are not capable of fully sharing or expressing into the physical world, right? And that's the crux of where I'm getting at. And it's so, I don't know, it might sound crazy, but I'm really not crazy. I'm actually quite fine. But I've been questioning myself, and I've been questioning who I am, and I've been questioning where I'm going, and it's just been futile, because doing that just keeps you away from who you are. And the point is that you are just here, and you can be as much as you want to be, or as little, or as wild, or as calm, or as crazy, or as simple. You can live every possible life and still not be able to say, this is who I am, right? So that's the conversation that I want to have for the sake of people. I'm struggling to relate to people lately, I make mistakes, I say bad things, and the point is, I'm not doing ultra marathons because I'm trying to prove something. I'm not doing ultra marathons trying to punish myself. This is one of the comments that I've heard. It's like, apparently I'm trying to punish myself because I run so much. No, it's just like, unfortunately, pursuing a goal like this has pain involved. No matter what you do, whatever you choose to do with your life, there are going to be certain prices that you have to pay, right? And just because the price that I have to pay for this is a bit of pain, doesn't mean that there's something wrong with me and that I enjoy pain and that I'm pursuing pain, because that's what I'm doing, The point of this video is, first of all, to say that I am on track, right? It has been a tough time. I have been doubting myself. I have been questioning myself. I've been questioning the very literal person that I am, because it seems like over the years, strangely enough, as you get older, you would think you become more authentic, you become more in touch with who you are, whatever, all that nonsense. But what happens is you actually start diluting yourself. You start adding more. Well, that's what I do, at least. I'm not saying everyone does this, but it's just what I did. You start diluting your personality, your vital essence becomes spread out across these different domains, and then you fail to present yourself as a single thing, as a single entity, as an identity. Here I am, this is me, enjoy. I don't have the ability to do that. And then because what I do is across a variety of domains or whatever, and I do not allow any of that to decide who I am. This pipe does not decide who I am. I'm sitting behind a piano, that piano does not decide who I am. Whatever. I am just a person trying to make the most of his life. Trying to use the energy, to use the oxygen, and to live a life that, according to my own terms, can be considered worthwhile and passionate.
right? So I'm not going to talk about my life or whatever. I'm just trying to answer the question of why, all right? And I think that does it. The answer is exactly the same as when you wake up and you open your eyes and you get out of bed, you start getting dressed and you go out and you do whatever you do. Why do you do that? Because you're alive. It's like you're here. You've got to do something. It's like, you're here and you've got all this energy buzzing around. It's like you better do something with it. And what the world does, it tries to funnel your energy into a certain little tunnel so that you can be identifiable and summarizable and all of that stuff, and so that you can be compartmentalized and defined, right? It's great to be defined because it makes you stable. I guess being undefinable has its own level of chaos that comes with it, But for me, that's my answer. All right. The reason I'm doing this is not to get attention. It's not to show somebody that I'm so emotionally disturbed and I'm trying to hurt myself, that I've got all this inner pain, and I'm actually quite fine, and I've been pushed into all these directions where I had to question myself and think about why I react in certain ways and whatnot. And it's essentially certain aspects of myself are quite always going to be the same. And that would be the fact that I'm a passionate individual. I am a creative individual. I am sometimes driven and sometimes not at all driven, and then you need to explain through that. You need to try and explain to the world who you are, and I find it impossible. I find it absolutely impossible to explain to any person in this world who I am. It seems like the more it's just fluff, the bangle on your arm, the hat on your head, the pipe in your hand, the Superman underwear that you're wearing, none of that defines you. It's all fluff and it's all great and good fun, but I can't do that. It's impossible for me to be someone in that way, right? I don't know really what I'm trying to say. I think the point is the why for running an ultra marathon is the same why that I have for everything else. Is you're gonna die, life is finite. Do something with it, and do something crazy with it. To me, honestly, when I think, and it's not easy, I'm not a talented runner or, whatever, any of that things, but when I honestly ask the question about why, if you ask why run, you might as well ask why do anything. And to me, it just seems like the obvious answer is do something fucking crazy, out of this world, totally stupid, ridiculous, unreal, exhilarating, life-changing, explosive. Do that, because it's gonna end. It's like that. To me, that's reason good enough, right? And people want you to be a certain way, and then you aren't, and then there must be something wrong with you, right? And no, there's not anything wrong with me. Yes, I'm a person like anybody else. I get confused. I make mistakes. I say things that I don't mean. I say things that I mean. And I act in ways that are not always under my control. And I act in ways that are sometimes entirely under my control. And I still make mistakes, right? The point about all of that is that it happens when you try to funnel yourself into a certain direction. You try to turn yourself into something specific, and then the world challenges that, and then out of fear or anxiety of not losing what you've been creating, you lash out and you go crazy, but at some point you become exposed to yourself, and that's a weird position to be in, and that's where I've been the last couple of weeks. And probably still am. I'm not going to be lying to anyone. And it's just so hard to to reconcile the inner world with the outer world, right? Maybe the people that are close to me can understand that I'm just trying to live. I'm just trying to make the most of the energy that is in my body and on my terms. You know, when you say something like I'm just trying to make the most of things, people think about success immediately or whatever. But that's not what I mean. What I mean by make the most out of things is I just want to use my life while I've got it to do things that I think are worthwhile doing. And maybe it doesn't agree with what anybody else might think is worthwhile or what making the most of it means. It's fine. Okay, I'm going to do this. Okay, so as you can see, my head is in 50,000 places at once. All right, well, not 50,000, but it's just like it's hard to get it. I've just been overwhelmed this last while with work, and I'm questioning my entire existence, and I'm on the verge of changing everything. One thing that I won't change is the fact that I'm going to be doing the ultra marathon. But life is just, I don't know what, but I guess the pressure of all of it has just forced me to take a step back and take another look at myself and adapt, just make some readjustments and things like that. So I thought I'll just be honest and make a video. If anybody wonders where I am, things have not been glorious. I've trained consistently, not missed out on anything, but things have not been glorious. I've been having this inner battle, whatever, and I feel like it's been impossible to explain to anyone. And I've pushed people away and whatnot. And I don't know, maybe this video can give you a glimpse of, I don't know, something. Maybe you could try and understand. Maybe you could just have some space and try and just let me be. You know, let me do the things that I do. I will let you do the things that you do. Life is all over the place, and it's for all of us. And this video is to just show that right now it's not particularly easy, and it gets lonely. And I don't mean lonely as like, oh, I need somebody to hold me. I mean, it gets lonely in the sense that I find certain things impossible to explain, and I wish I could. For every fiber in my entire being, I wish I could just clearly articulate the thoughts in my head, the feelings that I have, because I can't seem to do that. You know, I seem to be achieving the opposite of what I try to achieve when I speak. It's like the more I try to be honest, the more I push people away, you know, unintentionally. So that's it. That's been the last few weeks, has been this constant inner battle that I'm showing to you just a little bit of right now. But I am okay. Everything is fine. I'm not collapsing. In fact, I'm getting stronger. I'm getting fitter, which is great. And I still find life attractive. I still find life amazing and inspiring. I do definitely find it difficult and confusing as well. But exhilarating is certainly a word that I would use. And I'm definitely going to make some conscious effort to try and keep from isolating myself, but I will also not do that at the expense of my training for the ultramarathon, because ultimately, let's bring it all back to the ultramarathon, right? So I've answered why I'm doing it, and my answer is exactly the same as the answer to why keep living. It's the same answer. It's because you're here. Because you're here and you're not going to be here forever. It's as simple as that to me. If I do get a better answer at some point, I'll try and give it to you. But for now, that's it. I just wanted to give a quick update to everyone who are wondering where I am, who have been watching. Yes, I've just been absorbed with life, essentially, with all its good and all its bad, and trying to make sense, just like everybody else. And at some points it's a bit more intense, and other times it isn't. And the last few weeks it's been a bit more intense. But I can feel it easing up, and I can feel my focus getting back on track. And I look forward to sharing the next 2 months with you, because that's all that's left. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for listening to me if you've listened to this far. And I hope something makes sense from what I've said. I don't know. I'm really just making a video because I just feel like I have to make a video. There's no premeditation or design to this. I'm really just talking. And I've been reminded that me talking is very boring. So, and I've probably done it too much already. So that's it. God agrees. That is it. That has been the final blow. And it's the end of this video. I will see you again in week 16 or something like that, and give you an update on the progress and what lies in store. Have a great day. Have a great week. Maybe even have a great couple of weeks. Who knows how long it's going to take. I hope you all are living lives that you find to be in line with your inner worlds, because that seems to be the great challenge, isn't it? Okay, I'm going to stop now. This is dramatic. I'm going to take a sip of my milk. Delicious. Okay, goodbye.